The movie begins with Marissa, a beautiful young woman who is about to marry a wealthy and successful man named Chris. As she puts on her wedding gown, she explains that her marriage holds 10 precious secrets that should not be revealed to her spouse. Marissa accepts the need for these constraints, but also acknowledges her inability to resist the 7th secret, which is her secret desire for unconventional games. The scene then shifts to a year later, and Marissa's life is going well. Her husband, Chris, is a powerful attorney in town who adores her. However, Marissa dreams of becoming a great songwriter and singer someday. Currently, she sings in a small cafe and hopes to perform on bigger stages in the future. Despite her seemingly perfect marriage, she feels suffocated because she hasn't achieved anything in her musical career. One day, Marissa visits her husband's workplace to bring him some snacks. There, she encounters her mother-in-law, who never misses a chance to mock her and remind her of how a good wife should behave. Not wanting to listen to her mother-in-law's taunts, Marissa goes to the park to write lyrics for her next song. While contemplating whether to apply for a singing competition, Marissa doubts her capabilities. After pondering for a long time and struggling to come up with anything good, Marissa decides to take a break. During her break, she watches an explicit video in which a man smacks a girl dressed in a high school uniform. Moments later, a man named Slade walks by the park and notices Marissa watching adult videos. He smiles and observes her with great curiosity, but his phone rings, startling Marissa and making her feel ashamed. Slade, however, remains unfazed and simply winks at her before walking away. Marissa then wanders across the park while calling her husband to discuss dinner plans. Meanwhile, 2 men nearby are drinking and talking about personal issues. One of the men leaves to relieve himself, while the other notices Marissa from a distance. He approaches her and invites her to drink and hang out with him. When Marissa refuses, he becomes hostile and tries to force her. Fortunately, Slade reappears at that moment and threatens the man to leave Marissa alone. The other man also appears, and they both apologize before walking away. After the incident, Slade advises Marissa not to stroll alone in the park and suggests finding another place to watch such videos. He asks if she was the person in the video, which Marissa denies. Slade then puts his number into her phone and invites her to a place called the Corporal Club, promising her an exciting time there that evening. Later, while Marissa is in bed, she fantasizes about Slade carrying her on his shoulder and leading her into the forest, where he punishes and smacks her for not writing a song. Chris enters the bedroom and, assuming his wife is aroused, kisses her, and they proceed to make love. Marissa continues to fantasize about being smacked, dropping hints to her husband, but he ignores these signs, as he is unwilling to engage in such behavior. The next morning, Marissa calls Slade, but hangs up as soon as she hears the first ring. After gathering her confidence, she calls him again, but she hangs up once she hears Slade's voice. Slade understands her doubts and believes he can persuade her, but he is currently busy playing with his son. Just then, Marissa's cop sister visits her and gives her brochures promoting Marissa's upcoming singing show. Later, Marissa tries to find out more about the Corporal Club by searching the internet for details. Chris appears and informs her that he will soon have the opportunity to become the state's youngest district attorney, as his bosses have quit, and he now has the support of influential people for the position. He also expresses his desire to start a family, emphasizing the importance of family to him. Marissa, however, claims she is not yet ready for motherhood, as she wants to pursue music and achieve some success before becoming a mother. Chris disagrees, stating that they cannot put their lives on hold while she chases her goals. Their conflicting opinions deeply offend Marissa, leading to a heated argument between the two. Afterward, Marissa visits the Corporal Club, where she meets a woman named Olivia. Marissa is terrified of going inside, but just then, Slade arrives and persuades her to set aside her fears. He assures her that she's in good hands. However, their talk is interrupted when Chris calls Marissa to apologize for their earlier argument. Next, when Slade opens the door, Marissa hears moaning sounds from inside the club, which frightens her even more, prompting her to run away. That evening, Marissa and her family go to a cafe where she gives a wonderful performance. After her show, her sister reminds her that she's 29 and suggests it's time to have a child and start a family. But Marissa insists that she needs to focus on her career for now. During their conversation, Marissa observes Slade in the distance. He walks by and strokes her shoulder, making her feel aroused and unable to hear what her sister is saying. The following morning, Marissa receives a phone call from Slade, inviting her to the club that evening. She hesitates to join him initially, but accepts his invitation after some persuading. That evening, she decides to enter the club after removing her wedding ring. There, Marissa meets Olivia, who tells her that the Corporal is a nightclub for people with different fetishes and secret desires. They can have fun here and be themselves while keeping their true desires hidden from society. Olivia then introduces her to Valerie, who also works there, and administers severe punishments to women for their pleasure. Valerie informs her that this place has caused her to lose her husband husband and her career, but it's worth it for her. Moments after, Slade appears in the club, and Marissa finds out that he's the owner of the place. To catch Marissa's attention, he picks a girl from the club and severely punishes her as Marissa watches. Soon, she feels embarrassed and decides to walk away. When she gets home, she spends some time with Chris and tries to get him to smack her. However, since he doesn't pick up on her clues, Marissa loses control and shouts harshly at him. Days later, Slade returns to the place where Marissa is singing and admires her. Meanwhile, Olivia watches this from afar and becomes jealous. Frustrated by this, Olivia returns to the club and requests that Valerie harshly spank her. When Marissa returns home, she thinks about Slade and pleasures herself in the bathtub. Later that night, Slade calls her and invites her to a party on Sunday, where all the girls will be dressed as schoolgirls. Marissa has no reason not to trust him, so she promises that she'll be there. On Saturday afternoon, Marissa visits her husband's relatives as his older sister is giving birth. Marissa tries to please them with a gift and is extremely mindful, but Chris's mother taunts her at every chance she gets. She mocks Marissa's work and calls her unemployed, emphasizing that she's nearly 30 and has no achievements. However, Chris's youngest sister supports and protects Marissa from these insults, as she understands what it's like to be different and an outcast. Later, Chris's mother invites the guests to play a random game. She and her eldest daughter distribute flyers with flower images and ask the girls to look for some of them. The first person to accomplish this will earn $50 to help with their expenses. Everyone rushes around the place as soon as the game begins, except Marissa, who's not interested in all of this. Moments after, she notices Chris's mother and youngest sister arguing because the mother has a problem with her daughter's behavior and appearance. Realizing that she'll always be judged for what she wants, Marissa decides not to deny herself and chooses to go to the corporal club. She dresses up like a schoolgirl and feels a little embarrassed, questioning whether she is doing the right thing. However, when she sees Slade, she gives in to his charm, and he takes her to a room to have fun while Olivia looks at them with jealousy. He then closes the curtains and orders Marissa to kneel. He lifts her skirt and begins smacking her hard, giving her pain and pleasure. After arriving home, Marissa smiles as she stares in the mirror at the red marks on her body. Later, she ignores her husband's texts and calls. He's away on a business trip. However, when Slade texts her, she responds excitedly and thanks him for a lovely evening. Later, she finally dares to pursue her dreams and applies for a singing contest. On the other hand, Olivia arrives home and plays with her son. It's revealed that she is Slade's ex-wife and is still in love with him. The following morning, Chris returns home worried that Marissa hasn't responded to his calls or texts. Marissa tries to tell him about her desire, but midway through their conversation, Chris assumes she's talking about her music and swears he'll do everything he can to support her. He then informs her that he's decided to announce his candidacy on their wedding anniversary. After that, Chris asks her where she was last night, and Marissa lies to him, saying she was having dinner with her sister. On the other hand, Slade arrives to pick up his son, and Olivia requests that he stops communicating with Marissa. Olivia claims that he treats Marissa differently than others, and that she's aware of his feelings for her. But Slade denies such accusations and claims that she's just like everyone else. In response, Olivia reminds him that Marissa's husband is the future district attorney and can ruin Slade if he wants. However, Slade disregards her warnings and simply walks away. Afterward, Marissa meets with her sister and asks her to lie to Chris, saying that they had dinner the night before. But when her sister asks where she was, Marissa says she can't tell her right now. Her sister feels dissatisfied with Marissa's behavior, but she decides to help her save the marriage. Marissa then realizes she was wrong to deceive her caring and kind husband. Deciding to abandon her desires, she throws out her schoolgirl outfit and starts ignoring Slade's messages. Days later, on the day of their anniversary, Chris publicly announces his decision to run for district attorney during a press conference. Like many others, he promises to eliminate crime and do everything possible to help his native land develop. During the conference, Olivia arrives and sends Marissa a video of Slade spanking her. Marissa is shocked to see this, but tries to keep her emotions in control in front of everyone. But Olivia continues to irritate her and even sends a message to Chris. Marissa becomes terrified and begins to panic, but it turns out that Olivia has only wished him luck. Just then, Olivia sends Marissa a message asking her to meet in the restroom. Upon reaching there, Olivia begins blackmailing her, claiming she wants to control her and Slade's lives. Marissa claims it was a one-time thing and that nothing will happen between her and Slade, but Olivia doesn't believe her. She orders Marissa to continue attending the club, but only with her permission. Marissa is not ready for such conditions and tries to hide in the toilet stall, but Olivia continues her blackmail and even threatens to expose her in public. At this point, Marissa is in a desperate situation, so for the sake of her husband's career, she agrees to Olivia's conditions. With this, Olivia kisses her and invites her to the club next Saturday. Afterward, Marissa puts a smile on her face and walks over to her husband to pose before before the press conference. As the movie ends, Marissa narrates that she's never felt more terrified in her life, but at the same time, she's also never felt more alive. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I always love hearing from my viewers, so feel free to leave a comment below with your thoughts on the video or any suggestions for future content. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.